Hey everybody, just wanted to make a quick video talking about pulling turbo on a stock LMM. So I'm referring to if you still have your EGR and all your emissions components there. But I just want to talk about a few things that I wish I would have known before I got into this. I didn't really see much on the internet about it, so we'll get right into it here. But the first thing, really the hardest issue I ran into was that oil line back there won't release if you have this up pipe. So the up pipe will sit about there with the up pipe still attached down there at the manifold, which I'll show in a minute. But you have to undo it at the manifold there to push that back to get this oil line out, which is right back, way back in there. I'm not sure if I can move the lines enough for you to see it right here. But the top bolt on there was terrible to get off, so I took the glow plug out, which you can see the wire hanging right there, and I had to take that out and then get I think they're 10 millimeters. Yeah, 10 millimeter 12-point wrench, and then I put it on this cheater bar right there to get that popped out, which was terrible. If you're going to take those out, just be sure to put some PB Blast or liquid wrench or anything on there to loosen those up and let it sit for a couple days. That really makes a big difference. But another thing that I would recommend is, I think from what I've read, you're supposed to take off this thermostat housing, which I obviously didn't do, and I'm going to do that when I put the turbo back in, and I can make a piece on the end of the video and talk about that, or I can put it in the comments or something. But that would be a couple things there. And then this line, this coolant feed line right there to the turbo, I didn't realize that those were on there, so I ended up cutting those, which they were stuck on here terribly anyway, and I had a heck of a time getting that off. And then there's a one that's a 90-degree bend right here that I also cut. That's also a oil line, but they're pretty cheap to get, so it's kind of worth getting that if anyway, if you don't cut it. But and then if you don't do that, if you don't take off the thermostat housing right there, you can still get the turbo out without lifting the cab. But you have to take off this wire that supplies the 12 volts, and then you have to really shove it up underneath there to get that out. And you can see I damaged that clip. I'm gonna try and bend that out, but if I can't get it, then I'll probably just take it off and leave it without, because there's a clip there and there would probably be okay. But also, when you're doing all the stuff back in here, you're gonna have to take this up pipe off more than likely anyways on the passenger side. So just take it off to begin with, and you're gonna have so much more room to work back in there, and you can actually see your parts way up in there, and it's a lifesaver. So definitely do that. And if you don't want to save your heat shields, also just cut those off with tin snips. It makes it a lot easier to get them out. I am getting rid of all mine. I've got some heat tape to do the downpipe with, but that's really about all for this video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer those. Thanks, guys.